Hi, hopefully I explained this well. It was my first time making anything like this for a cosplay, so it was definitely difficult for me, but I hopefully I explained it okay because it's actually not that hard to make, and I use relatively cheap materials. So I definitely recommend making a paper mock-up to start out with because that really helped me understand the shape. I made several of them just to get it right. I initially was going to try to make it out of EVA foam because I was like, well, all props are made out of EVA foam, right? I didn't know how to use EVA foam, and here's me trying to put popsicle sticks in the middle for like stability and support. Obviously that did not work, and I totally messed up, so I covered the entire thing in foam clay, and then when I sanded it, it looked weird, and I hated how squishy it was, so I didn't have enough foam to redo it, so I went on to plan B, which was cardboard. And by some miracle, this guy uploaded a video, like right before I needed to do this, and it was so helpful, so definitely recommend looking up his video. But basically, I took these cardboard sheets I already owned, I cut out a shape similar to this. You need two of them, one for each side, and then right where my finger is, kind of in the middle on the curved angle, is where you take your X-Acto knife and cut it and then bend it so it's kind of, you know, bended like this on an angle. And then you take your super glue and you super glue both edges of the seam, both sides, so it's extra secure. The handle is just a PVC pipe that I cut to fit, and then I got a wooden dowel and I drilled a hole in it, and I glued both ends of the dowel to a piece of cardboard on both walls of the inside of the sickle, and then I just super glued it and put foam on both ends. And then here's me dremeling it to try to smooth it out. I don't know if dremeling was the best idea because I ended up creating a little bit of a texture. I thought it would like smooth it out, but I think I ended up just making it more bumpy. I don't know. This is like my first time making anything like this, so it's not perfect, but it did its job. I ended up sealing it with Plastidip, which I think is okay to use on cardboard. It turned out fine, but it did really enhance a lot of like the texture from the dremeling. So I ended up going with a galvanized paint texture when I ended up painting it. So I covered the entire thing in just plain silver spray paint, and then I did a mixture of white and black paint to create a matte gray, and I did layers of like silver Martha Stewart paint, gray paint, and black paint to create more of like a galvanized texture with a sponge, and then I went in with black to go into the crevices to make those more defined as well. And then for his etchings that he does, I used a black paint with a small paintbrush. I painted those on, blended them in more with a sponge, and then went over them again with a straight up silver acrylic paint, which is just the Martha Stewart brand. And that's it. And then I sealed everything in for the paint. For the wrappings on the handles, I used straight up 2mm craft sheets that you get at Michael's for like 99 cents. Mine was blue, so I ended up spray painting it black when I Plastidiped everything, and I just hot glued that around the entire base. And then after I painted it black, I ended up adding brown acrylic paint details, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it was helpful for you and your cosplay.